Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. We're continuing with the playlist for IGCSE Edexcel Maths A higher questions. We're taking exam questions and dividing it topic wise. In this playlist, you will come across all of the topics that come in the IGCSE Edexcel Maths A past papers. If you're someone who's struggling with understanding any of those topics, you can check out this playlist. I'm attaching the link above. In this video, we're doing recurring decimals. This is a topic that always comes, so never miss out on this topic. For the questions that we get for this topic, you need to be familiar with 3 to 4 steps. Very simple and easy. And if you're able to understand them through this video, you're good to go for this topic. So let's start with the first question. It says use algebra to show that 0.763 recurring equals to 42 over 55. So listen carefully. First step is that you assume that x equals to 0.763 recurring. So 0.763 recurring basically means that 63 are the numbers that are being repeated, which means x equals to 0.763, 63, 63, and so on. It's just 63 that is being repeated each time. Now, x is 0.763 recurring. Next, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply 0.763 recurring with 1000. So we write 1000x. So 1000x means that we're multiplying 1000 with x, which will be 1000 times 0.763 recurring. So when we do that, what we get is 763.63 recurring now. Our goal is to get rid of the decimals. So to get rid of the decimals, we need to make sure that whatever number that we multiply with x, whether it's a 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, and so on, the numbers after the decimal are exactly the same as it is for x. Over here, if you notice, after the decimal, we have 0.763. Over here, we have 636363. So that means we need to multiply x with 10 now. Because we multiply x with 10, that means it's going to be 10 times 0.763 recurring. And that will give us 7.63 recurring. Now, if you compare this with 1000x, this has the exact same numbers after the decimals. It's 636363. We repeated several times. So first step is that you assume that x equals to the recurring decimal that's given. Then you multiply that x with 100, 10, 1000. That's up to you. But you have to make sure that when you do that, the numbers after the decimal has to be the same. So when you multiplied x with 1000, we had 60 recurring after the decimal. So to make sure that we're able to cancel out the decimal, we multiplied x again with 10. So that gave us 60 recurring after the decimal again. So once we have the numbers after the decimal exactly same, what we will do next is we will subtract 1000x and 10x on the left-hand side. On the right-hand side, we'll be subtracting 763.63 recurring and 7.63 recurring. So 1000x minus 10x is 990x. And over here, 673.63 recurring minus 7.63 recurring is going to give us 756. As you can see, the numbers after the decimal got completely cancelled out. They got subtracted from each other. So there's no decimal now. We only have whole numbers. So now make x the subject. X equals to 756 divided by 990. No decimal at all. We have this fraction. And now we simplify this fraction and see if it simplifies to 42 or 55 or not. When you divide it by 9, 756 divided by 9 is 84. And 990 divided by 9 is 110. Now we can divide it by 2. So that's 42 and 55, which is exactly what's given the question. So as you can see, 3 main steps. First, that you assume that x equals to the recurring number. Next, then you multiply x with like 100, 10, or 1000, depending on what the recurring decimal is. C, make sure that the numbers after the decimal are the same so that when you subtract the numbers, it gets rid of the decimal. Once you've done that, we have an equation which is in terms of x. Make x the subject, and then you have a fraction on the other side. Simplify it, and if it gives the same fraction as given in the question, your answer is completely correct. The best part about these questions is that the answer is given in the question. So you just have to do these steps correctly to reach to that answer. Next question says, use algebra to show that 0.438 recurring equals to 2170495. So as you can see, exactly the same as before. First, you assume that x equals to the recurring decimal. So 0.43838 being repeated. Now we can multiply x with 1000x again. So that's going to be 438.38 being repeated. Then we can multiply x with 10. So 4.3838 being repeated. As you can see, the numbers after the decimal are same, so we can subtract 1000x and 10x. And over here, we subtract 438.38 recurring and 4.38 recurring. So that's 990x equals to 434. X equals to 434 divided by 990. Let's simplify this. 434 can be divided by 2. That would be 217 over here and 495 over here. So simple as that. Same steps in every question we get for recurring decimals, and the answer is already given in the question, so it's going to be pretty simple. Then this question says 0.4x recurring is a recurring decimal. X is a whole number such that x is between 1 and 9. Find in terms of x, the recurring decimal 0.4x recurring as a fraction. Give your fraction in simplest form. Show clear algebraic working. So this one is slightly different from the type of questions that you normally get. Now, I'm going to assume that the recurring decimal is 0.4 and now x is being repeated. X can be any number from 1 to 9. So if we multiply y with 10, 10y equals to 4.x recurring. If I multiply y with 100, that's going to be 4x point x recurring. If I subtract 100y and 10y, that's going to be 4x point x recurring minus 4 point x recurring. That's going to be 90y equals to 4x minus 4. Now, as you can see, 4x is a two-digit number, which means 4 is 40 and 40 plus something, which is x, gives us 4x over here. So we can rewrite the 4x as 40 plus x minus 4. Now, as you can see, the x is separate now. So it's 90y equals to 36 plus x, and then y equals to 36 plus x divided by 90, and that is your fraction in simplest form. So you have to make sure that if you get a similar question, you have to separate the x from the number. The x has to be alone. So 4x is the same as 40 plus x. So just rewrite 4x as 40 plus x, then simplify your like terms, and then make y the subject by dividing it by 90. And that gives you the answer. In this question, it says use algebra to show the recurring decimal 0.2813 recurring equals to 557 divided by 1980. So same thing, x equals to 0.2813 recurring. So if we multiply x by 100, 100x equals to 28.13 recurring. As you can see, if we compare x with 100x, the numbers after decimal. Next, what we can do is you can multiply x with 10,000. So 10,000x equals to 2,813.13 recurring. Now, if we compare 100x with 10,000x, the numbers after decimal are exactly the same, which means if we subtract them, 2,813.13 recurring minus 28.13 recurring. So 10,000 minus 100 is going to give us 9,900x. And over here, 2,813 minus 28 will equal 2,785. Divide them by each other. And now we simplify it. So they both come with a 5 times table. 2785 divided by 5 is 557. And 9,900 divided by 5 is 1,980. And that's exactly the same as the fraction given in the question. This one says use algebra to show that 4.57 recurring equals to 4 whole number 19 over 33. So this is slightly different because they have given the answer as a mixed number. So steps are still the same. Assume that x equals to 4.57 recurring. Let's multiply x with 100. So that's going to give us 457.57 recurring. Then we can subtract 100x and x because numbers after decimal are exactly the same for both of them. So that's 457.57 recurring minus 4.57 recurring. 100x minus x is 99x. 457.57 recurring minus 4.57 recurring is 453. X is going to be 453 divided by 99. Both come with a 3 times table. That's going to give us 151 over 33. Divide them by each other to convert into a mixed number, which is going to give us the same number in the question, 4 whole number 19 over 33. That's your answer. This one says use algebra to show that 0.381 recurring equals to 21 over 55. Very similar to the previous questions. First step is the same. Assume that x equals to 0.381 recurring. Multiply x with 10. 10x equals to 3.81 recurring. Then we can multiply x with 1,000. So that's going to be 381.81 recurring. The numbers after decimal are exactly the same, so we can subtract 1,000x and 10x. And over here, 381.81 recurring and 3.81 recurring. That gives us 990x equals to 378. So x is going to be 378 divided by 990, which gives us 42 over 110, which we can further simplify to 21 over 55. And that's your answer. This one says use algebra to show that 0.176 recurring equals to 35 over 198. So start with saying that x is equal to 0.176 recurring. Let's multiply x with 10. So 10x equals to 1.76 recurring. Then we can multiply x with 1,000. 1,000x equals to 176.76 recurring. Numbers after decimal are exactly the same. So we subtract 1,000x and 10x. And over here we subtract 176.76 recurring and 1.76 recurring. That gives us 990x equals to 175. Divide the two. 175 divided by 990. So they're both divisible by 5. So that gives 35 in the numerator. And the denominator is going to be 198, which is exactly the same as the fraction given in the question. And with that, we're done with the correct decimals. As you can see, the type of questions are exactly the same. They're not changing much. You need to know the first three steps, and if you understand those steps, you're good to go. If you're someone who understood everything, please like and subscribe and share this video with your friends. And don't forget to check out the other topic exam question videos as well, because they're greatly going to help you in your exam prep. And if you're still confused about anything, please leave a comment below and I'll try to help you out.